Let's talk about a cross-disciplinary task force with Varnum executive partner Scott Hill, where you're guiding your clients through a myriad of business challenges that the COVID-19 virus has created. Scott, good morning to you.
Good morning, Shelley.
Tell me about Varnum.
Sure. Varnum is a 170 attorney firm all across Michigan. We have 8 offices and practice in every area of the law, helping our clients through challenges, certainly like this one.
Yes, and as we know, cases beginning in southeast Michigan, now diagnosed here in West Michigan. Your offices in Varnum were alerted to this, I'm sure.
Absolutely. The 7-member team task force that was created last week, we felt the need to come together on a regular basis and have some additional communication and ability to really be on the cutting edge of what's happening. Communication is key, so we're meeting and talking frequently because many of these issues span more than one area.
Yes. Overview of the task force. What is this?
Sure. We have 7 attorneys. Scott Elfrey leads our healthcare focus, Kim Clark, immigration and travel, Sharon Hain on education, Dave Corey, labor and employment, Brendan Best, finance and restructuring, Mike Roth, litigation, and myself on the supply chain side.
And if you could expand more into the supply chain topic.
Sure. Our clients throughout Michigan and beyond are seeing challenges with their inventories, seeing challenges with the parts that are coming from overseas specifically. I heard last week that the Port of L.A. had a reduction in capacity forecast of for this month by 25%. So certainly that's going to impact many industries and our clients and the way we do business.
Yes. The topic of labor and employment. This big on your list.
Certainly a hot one, especially with the governor's announcement just last night with K-12 schools closing. Of course, that's an education issue and a challenge for our kids and for our families, but also on the labor and employment side, all of those individuals that will be staying home for the next 3 weeks.
Yes. Healthcare organizations are on the forefront of the coronavirus outbreak. Where does this parallel with you? Fortunately,
here in West Michigan, we have one of the strongest healthcare capabilities here, but across the state, certainly those healthcare facilities are prepared for the challenges such as this. One interesting point to make is that our clients are going to be challenged from a HIPAA privacy compliance standpoint with people wanting to know as soon as possible where individuals have contracted COVID and where have they been. We just saw this morning and overnight Oakland County releasing some information across the state on at least one individual that had been in certain restaurants and things to help from a public health standpoint. But that's something forefront of their minds.
Yes, Varnum Coronavirus Task Force set and discussion continuing. Varnum Executive Partner Scott Hill on what this means. How about higher education?
It's quickly evolving. Sharon has been quite busy along with her team in that space. Earlier this week, we saw colleges and universities doing everything from closing campuses, going to online learning, closing, obviously, the March Madness contest and other athletic contests being canceled. We saw Ohio go first yesterday from the K-12. They're anticipating 100,000 cases of COVID. They've just not been detected yet. And Michigan followed suit last night with the governor's announcement.
Immigration.
You know, the travel ban has been interesting. There's been some confusion surrounding the terms of it. So I encourage you to visit the administration website and our website to understand the travel ban better. It certainly will have an impact on immigration processing for our clients that have been planning for different status, and we're working through that, and Kim has been quite busy through that process.
Yes. And is there going to be a restructuring play here?
we're not seeing it just yet, but we can envision situations where banks are using this event as a circumstance to relook at lines and financing. So the fallout remains to be seen on the restructuring side. One thing that we have not seen a lot of yet is on the litigation front. We did see an announcement across the state that civil jury trials have been delayed. So there is going to be a slowing of the court system somewhat in the coming weeks and months. We have not seen cases being filed just yet in terms of supply chain challenges and other things, but that's going to come.
What about commercial litigation? Are businesses being impacted by litigation at this time?
Not just yet, but we really do think that that's coming in terms of this life cycle. We saw that in the financial crises back in 2008, and we would anticipate that's on the forefront. We are getting several calls from our clients, and Mike Roth is spearheading that effort to help them through everything on their current existing contractual obligations and what's to come.
What is your advice, your best practices that employers implement in the coming weeks?
Certainly following the CDC recommendations is key. Having a consistent communication strategy is important. Perhaps our large employers have externally focused communication strategy plans in place. Perhaps they want to use those resources internally to help communicate with their employees to help them with a calming sense, but also getting the right messages out.
Yes. And again, back to our initial conversation, opening the task force presented by you and Varnum, led by your senior members. And all of these members, the supply chain, labor, and employment, all bring these substantial experiences into a dynamic and sensitive opportunity here.
We appreciate your time this morning, Shelley, talking about this. We feel that we're well positioned to help our clients and others with their issues. Feel free to reach out to us. You can visit our website at varnumlaw.com and view information on our task force and our client advisories that have come out. Those are being populated daily.
Is that deck your best view of the city?
We love the view. We are still open. We are still having our clients come visit us and talk through their greatest concerns.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the task force, a cross-disciplinary task force with Varnum Executive Partner Scott Hill as spokesperson. All right, Scott, thank you.
Thank you, Shelley.